Hello and welcome to the Video Age. My name is Sean, and I am your host on this podcast about things we are nostalgic for and things we are excited to be nostalgic for in the future. And today kicks off April. It is April 1st, and with that, it brings a new series. That new series is April Showers Brings Me Dreams for Hours, or April Showers Bring Me Dreams for Hours. Both seem weird. April Showers Bring Me Dreams for Hours. And this week we have Brazil from 1985, directed by Terry Gilliam, one of the founding members of Monty Python. He did all the silly animations, and he was also the American. Yes, that one. He was one of the Terrys. Terry Jones, rest in peace. They were the two wonderkin who directed the movies. They split the directing duties between them. And yes, I said duties between them. I'm a grown-up. One of the first movies Mr. Gilliam directed was Jabberwocky. That was one of the first ones he directed on his own. Because, of course, he directed Monty Python and the Holy Grail. He directed that in 1975 with Terry Jones. Then he directed Jabberwocky in 1977. Then in 1981, he directed Time Bandits, which is a wonderful movie about little people who travel through time and steal things. And they bring a kid along with them. It's great. Then at the beginning of The Meaning of Life, he directed The Crimson Permanent Assurance, which is a great short about a assurance company that goes on the seas and becomes pirates. It's great. They take a building and use it as a ship. It's awesome. And then in 1985, he brought us Brazil. Brazil, where hearts were entertaining June, we stood beneath an amber moon and softly murmured, "Someday soon." We kissed, and clung together. Then tomorrow was another day. The morning found me miles away, with still a million things to say. Now, when twilight dims the sky above, recalling thrills of our love, there's one thing I'm certain of, return I will to old Brazil. Then tomorrow was another day. The morning found me miles away, with still a million things to say. Now, when twilight dims the sky above, recalling thrills of our love, there's one thing that I'm certain of, return I will to old Brazil. That old Brazil, man, it's old in Brazil. Brazil, Brazil. That's the song. I did the whole song. Are you proud of me? It's a great song. It's so strange, and I'm not gonna play it because it's copyright. So go find it. It is the version of Brazil by Jeff Muldaur. I did a burpee. I didn't do a burpee. I did a burp. Go listen to that and listen to the movie Brazil with your eyes and your ears. You can get it from a library. You can find it online if you pay money. If you know me, you can ask me if you can borrow my version. I'll say, no, you can't borrow it, but I'll come over to your house and we can watch it. Let's watch Brazil. I'll watch it again. I watched it yesterday. And I'm recording the episode now, and then I'm going to release it on April 1st. It's March 31st right now. Let's go. I discovered this movie from a friend from high school. They had their father had a copy of it on VHS, I think, and they saw it, and they're like, you gotta see this movie. And I'm like, what's it called? It's Brazil. I'm like, what the does that even mean, man? And my uncle, who owned the video store, which I, in a different timeline, run back in the 90s. Don't worry about it. It's overly complicated. But we're talking about Brazil from 1985. In the real timeline that we're in right now, when I was a kid, I was 15 or 16, I think. Oh, God, I don't know. But I had to get this movie. And the video store didn't have it. My uncle was like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I haven't heard of that movie. And I, of course, looked it up in the movie guides that I had because I didn't have the internet. And I was like, it's real. And then my grandfather's like, well, I'm going to your uncle who owned the video store. He was working at Suncoast Video. Nobody knows what that is because it doesn't exist anymore. It was a place that it was like Amazon, but it only had movies and video and other random stuff. And it was like, instead of being 30% cheaper, it was 40% more expensive. It's crazy how it used to work. But my uncle was the manager there, and I told my grandfather, I'm like, hey, I know you're going there. If you find this movie, I don't care what version it is, I need it, and you will give it to me I will give you money to buy it. And he's like, Sean, you could have just said, hey, if you see this, could you buy that? And I'll give you the money later. You could have said that. Are you okay? And I would have said, I don't know. And he calls me a few hours later, and he's like, well, they have a copy, but it's this Criterion collection thing, and it's 3 discs, and it's $100. I'm like, what? I said the words, I want this. What do you not understand, old man? I didn't say that to him. I love my grandfather. And I was like, no, get it, man. I got $100 here waiting for you. I'm like, oh my God. $100. I make $7 an hour in the 90s. Crap, this is a lot of money. Anyway, he got it for me, and it is a 3-disc Criterion collection. And I also, I love the fact that it is 3 discs. It's so much fucking shit loaded on there. There's a book to read with it. There is supplemental amount of extra features. Sepultura is on like 2 commentaries. It's wild that they're there, but there is a commentary from Terry Gilliam from the Laserdisc Criterion collection that they did earlier in the 90s, or I don't know when they did it. And I also have the Laserdisc because my friend Jordan was like, hey, I have this, I don't have a Laserdisc player, do you want this? I'm like, hey, it's Brazil on Criterion, are you crazy? Of course I want it. And he's like, all right, here you go. Do you have a Laserdisc player? I'm like, you don't need to worry about if I have a Laserdisc player. I don't have a Laserdisc player. I still don't have a Laserdisc player. But I own Brazil on Laserdisc and DVD and Criterion. And it is wonderful to own those because it wasn't going to be released in the form it was released in, which the head of the studio, Sid Sheinberg, did not want to release the movie the way Terry Gilliam wanted to release it, which they had agreed upon 2 hours and 5 minutes. and I'm just launching into this. You don't even know what Brazil is about. You don't know who Terry Gilliam is. You don't know who I am, because I'm just here and we're doing it. But we're actually going to slow it down a little bit. And Terry Gilliam's movie Brazil is the movie we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about the war on Brazil, the war for Brazil. And we're going to talk about Brazil, the movie, some of how it's relevant now, and other things. I feel like I'm hyperventilating because I'm excited about this movie, and I have so much I want to talk about, and I just want to talk more words about it. I don't know. I might expound more on it. Who knows? But if I'm going to, I'll probably make it something exclusive for our Patreons who, if you don't know about it, you can find out about it at www.thevideoage.com. Go there. That'll take you to our Patreon where we have all of our normal episodes, and we also have our bonus episodes there. And if you sign up for our Patreon, you get access to the episodes up to a week early. This one, not so much because I got behind. Don't worry about it. It's coming out on time, though. So here we go. www.thevideoage.com gets you into our Patreon. You can sign up for free. And if you don't want to be a paid member, then you don't have to. www.thevideoage.com. That's where our Patreon is. Sign up for free so you can know when things are coming out. Like the episodes coming out on Tuesday. New episode every Tuesday. And hey, if you join our Patreon, you'll get to hear the Big Lebowski episode friggin' right away. And also, you will be able to hear the episode we do at the end of the month, which I recorded before this. The hell? And you'll get to hear of my exclusive guest on that episode and the following episode. What? Those are in the future, but they were recorded in the past. Yeah, that's what happens when you have access to time travel. And also, like, then sometimes you have to follow the Bill and Ted rules where it's like the clock in San Dimas keeps ticking. So, like, I thought I was good. Like, I was going to be able to go back a week and have all sorts of time to record and edit this and throw in all sorts of extra stuff, which I don't do anymore. So it doesn't matter. So I'm not going to throw in any stuff anyway. So I thought I would have all sorts of extra time. But the clock keeps ticking in San Dimas. And I'm like, I'm in Wisconsin. So why does San Dimas matter to me? It's like, no, the clock keeps ticking in San Dimas. It's like, that isn't relevant to thevideoage.com in the Patreon. I'm like, what are you talking about? The clock keeps ticking in San Dimas. I'm like, oh, does it also keep ticking in Wisconsin? He's like, yes. I'm like, oh. So, like, time travel is still cool and all, and I can do whatever I want with it unless we have to follow arbitrary rules sometimes. Yes. So I have to record this and then put it out. Yeah. So you're saying it's 9:30 and we're going to put this out by April 1st. It's March 31st and we're going to put this out by April 1st. And it's 9:30. Yeah, it's fine. Thevideoage.com. That's where they can get early access to episodes and bonus content. Back to the episode. Brazil, what's entertaining June? We stood beneath an amber moon and softly murmured, someday soon. Brazil, from 1985, directed by Terry Gilliam, is one of my favorite movies of all goddamn motherfucking time. Sorry about the curse words. We might have to beep all that. We're not beeping any of it because I'm not doing that. Get over it. We have to put this out. This movie is amazing. And I, of course, am biased because, like I said, my grandfather bought it for me. An old friend recommended it to me. And, I have sentimental feelings for it. So I judge it through those glasses, but also I don't need glasses. So I put those glasses on the table and I look at it critically, and it's a good movie, and I don't have to explain myself in any other way. So there you go. That's the episode. That was so easy. Holy crap. There's no other content. We're at 20 minutes and I got like 2 minutes to cut out of this. Like, good luck. Easy episode. No time. I don't have to talk about nearly anybody except all the cast. Damn it. I have to talk about the cast and the people involved. Oh no. I'm doomed. Terry Gilliam is a funny man who worked with the other Pythons, the other Monty Pythons in the group Monty Python. He was a member of Monty Python. They did the Flying Circus, they did movies, and the world loved them. Terry Gilliam and Terry Jones are the directors of the group, and they took control and made the movies, and pretty much both of them did it because they would rather be behind the camera or off camera doing other things, and also, telling people to do things. So those creative weirdos, ended up becoming the directors, and Terry Gilliam is the darker, weirder side of the two, and Terry Jones was a wonderful man and exceptional director. The cast includes Jonathan Pryce as Sam Lowry, Robert De Niro as Harry Tuttle, Katherine Helmond as Ida Lowry, Ian Holm as Mr. Kurtzman, Bob Hoskins as Spore, Michael Palin as Jack Lint, Kim Greist as Jill Layton, and rounding out the cast, we have Jim Broadbent in a small part, and we also have Jack Purvis, who is Dr. Chapman, who is also in Time Bandits. And there's a lot of other people in this movie, including one of the co-writers, Charles McEwen, a prolific Python friend, writer, actor. He was in most of Terry Gilliam's things, and in Plunkett and McLean. Oh, he helped write that. Okay. Okay. He also helped write the screenplay for The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, Terry Gilliam's follow-up to this, because this movie was so easy to make, produce, and release. Terry Gilliam quickly hopped on another low-key movie to do after this, which was The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, which is the adaptation of stories which was adapted in the 40s, I believe, previously. It's epic stories told by a liar, or is he lying? They're very good. And Terry Gilliam's version of it is amazing, but not for everybody. Mr. Helpman was played by Peter Vaughn, who y'all might remember as Maester Aemon from dang old Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones rearing its ugly head. Here I am, JH. So I love this movie, like I said, because my grandfather bought it for me and no other reason. It's not even a good movie. Just kidding, LOL, that's a lie. I love this movie because my grandfather got it for me and no other reason. Just kidding, that's a lie again. That's the same thing I just said. I actually like this movie because it is hilarious. It's dark. It's dystopian. Which I am a sucker for dystopian movies. Hey, you give me a dystopian hellscape, I'm like, hey, let me in there, man. Let me climb on in there. Let me see what that shithole's about. But I like the dystopian hellscape, and I like the little British humor in all of it. I love the Britishness of also the, carrying on with life through everything. It's the Blitz mentality. They lived through the Blitz, and they had to, like bombing campaigns, you have to keep living. You can't just fucking die. So they kept living, and that was, very British of them to just carry on. You keep going. And I really like that because it is literally, there is a shootout in this movie where there is a cleaning lady who's cleaning the floor, and there's a bullet casing she picks up and looks at and shakes her head, and she's just cleaning, and there's, a war going on. She's doing her thing, but also the bureaucracy that ties everything up in this. It's like you can't wipe your ass without getting proper approval, and to get proper approval, you have to have already wiped your ass, and to do that, you would have to. You can't do it. It's impossible, and if you do that, if you do the doo-doo, then you're out of here, because it's crime. Just the red tape, the paperwork, it can kill you. It happens in this movie. And this movie is, I think, Terry Gilliam's magnum opus. I mean, I think I'm using the phrasing wrong, but I mean, this is his masterpiece. This is the thing you can point to and go, holy fucking shit. Look at this thing. It is a distillation of all of Terry Gilliam's disillusionment with Hollywood, society, life, everything jammed into a movie that the studio that bought it almost fulfilled some of the things that happened in the movie. The studio, this is the war on Brazil I'm going to talk about. After the film was released to people at film festivals like Cannes and other international film festivals, the full 2-hour and 12-minute version of the movie, it was met with critical acclaim, and audience at film festivals loved it. They said, the great things about it is a black comedy, about a possible terrible future that America is fucking spiraling towards. But it is a great movie that people are loving in the fests. And then America, well, Sid Sheinberg thinks the movie is too bleak for American audiences. They won't like it. They won't accept it. And other executives at Fox think it might be, not great, but this is what we got, so we're going to have to do what we got to do. And then Sid Sheinberg says, well, we wanted it at 2 hours, let's cut it. And they cut the ever-loving hell out of the movie. They cut it down to 90 minutes, removing critical parts of the movie. Completely changing the end of the movie, the story, the meaning, everything that happened to it. It's called the Love Conquers All version, where the characters end happily ever after in a way that Terry Gilliam did not want or intend to happen, because that is not the movie he wanted. And when this happened, he used guerrilla tactics to fight the studio. He took out full-page ads in Variety that were just Dear Sid, just block letters, Dear Sid Sheinberg, when are you going to release my movie Brazil, signed Terry Gilliam, a full page, which costs a lot of money, and it's a big blank page that you see in Variety, one full page. Just picture a newspaper. If you don't understand that, I'm sorry, picture a newspaper anyway. It's old. Picture an old piece of paper. And all it says is, Dear Sid Sheinberg, when are you going to release my movie? Signed, Terry Gilliam. Read by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sid Sheinberg, why are you not releasing Terry Gilliam's movie? I like Terry. He's a funny guy. Are you knowing this? That Terry Gilliam is a funny guy. He made this movie with Jonathan Pryce, Robert De Niro. You know Bobby. It's Bobby. Anyway, Ian Holm is in it too. I think he'll be a good Bilbo Baggins. Anyway, I'm having to leave now. My maid is here, and I think I'm going to have to buy a Jeep in the future for her. That fell off. I mean, Arnold fell off. I don't know what was happening to him. Maybe anyway. These guerrilla tactics kept going because Terry Gilliam had technically, and legally broken his contract. He was supposed to deliver a 2-hour and 5-minute maximum length of a movie, and he delivered 2 hours and 12 minutes. So they considered it a breach of contract and took the movie, which is a plot point in the movie that someone's possessions are taken by the government because they said they could. So Terry Gilliam's movie is taken from his hands, and these guerrilla tactics on his end, including the Variety advertisement, keep going. And he figures out, eventually, that screening his movie is illegal, and he could get sued out the friggin' eyeballs. Lawyers crawling up and out of his mouth and eyes from the underside. If you know what I'm saying, he would be wrecked. But that's only if you show the entirety of the movie. Let's say you take off the end credits of the movie. Well, that's not the whole movie. I'm not showing the entire movie. I'm only screening it. It's a preview. I can preview screen this as much as I want, right? Because I'm not showing the entirety of the movie. So through a technicality, he was able to show it all over the damn place. Eventually, prying it from the hands of the studio, because they, by through legal means, or illegal means I should say, I forget exactly how it happened. I'm sorry. I watched it and I've already forgotten. They breached their contract, so Gilliam was eventually able to get a foothold and climb the mountain, despite the fact that the two mountaineers, whom the one had not seemed to have noticed the other one, had left, and the other mountaineer had said, hey, this movie needs to get on with the point. Get on with it. Like I was saying, Gilliam got his movie back and eventually was able to release it. But for a long time, the Love Conquers All version was all that Americans saw a few times. And then it was very hard to get. And then the Criterion Collection eventually released it, and your boy got a copy for like $100 in the late 90s from his grandpa, who picked it up for him. And he got to see a dystopian future world where people are tortured and charged for it. And the government can just show up to your house and take you away without any real recourse. Yikes. Anyway, let's get into the movie. Brazil, 1985. We hear the lovely song, Brazil, where hearts were entertaining June. We stood beneath an amber moon and softly murmured, someday soon. And we see a little winged figure in some armor flying through the clouds. Or we're just soaring through the clouds right now. We don't see the armored guy. Whatever, don't worry about it. We're soaring through the clouds, and then we see an advert for some ducks. The Department of Works has new ducks for all looks. And then we see the TVs, and an explosion happens. And then we get the wonderful title, the Neon Brazil. And that's when we see the Deputy Minister, Mr. Helpman, who Terry Gilliam has said he, loves the idea that, it's never the minister. It's always the deputy minister, the assistant. It's never the person in charge. It's the person who's helping them. And, of course, he thought it was funny that the deputy minister's name is Helpman. And he is disabled. So he needs help. He is a man who helps men who needs help himself. Mr. Helpman. Oh, I love this. This is the kind of thing that I love. I love this kind of stuff. I love the puzzly wordplay type things. It's wonderful. But he is talking about the bombing campaign that has been going on for 13 years against the revolutionaries, the terrorists. And he has all sorts of slogans. He's talking in sports metaphors. We're out there. They're changing the rules of the games. And, you gotta play ball to play ball. And if you're gonna win, you gotta get in there. So he's just full of all that and never really says anything. Kinda not relevant at all to anything. Anyway. As he's talking on the exploded TVs, we zoom into it, and the camera angle kind of fixes, and the screen kind of clears up, and we're in a different scene, and Mr. Helpman is still talking about all this, and we are in a area in the Ministry of Information where someone is printing off reams of paper. It seems like they're wanted sheets. and it's all kind of automated, and the guy is, listening to the broadcast, and there's a big goddamn bug on the ceiling, and he's rolling up a newspaper, setting a chair on top of his table, climbing up, and he whacks the dang bug, and it falls into the printer. And as the printer's printing all these wanted sheets, they're rattling off tuttle, 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 buttle, tuttle, 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 tuttle. Was there a buttle in there? Oh, there was a little buttle in there. Well, that could probably just be anything. Then we go to a charming little house, apartment. There's vents. And it's a little family, and they're kind of talking about Scrooge and Santa and stuff, and it's Christmassy, and it's a little wonderful scene. And then we go to the apartment above it, and it is a ratty, kind of shitty apartment with mirrors set up all over the place, and the Marx Brothers playing on TV, so gotta be somebody with a little bit of class. Have the Marx Brothers playing? And this is Jill Layton, and she is in the tub smoking, and she's laughing at the Marx Brothers, as one does, because who wouldn't laugh at the Marx Brothers, as one does? And when she does laugh at the brothers, she realizes that somebody walked in front of one of the mirrors. Hello? And then we cut back to the apartment downstairs. And the little girl in her mother's lap. Mummy, how will Santa get to us when we don't have a chimney? Oh, don't worry, dear. And then, friggin' a hole in the ceiling is cut and falls down. There's a pole. A guy comes down. A guy comes down through a rope through the friggin' window, and then police kick in the door, and it's crazy, and it's a raid, and it's loud, jackbooted assholes, and they come in, and they got a bag, and they throw it over the husband, and then everything goes quiet, and a guy comes in a suit, and he reads off all the charges against Mr. Archibald Buttle, and he's placed under arrest, and the wife is told to sign here and here, and sign here and here, harder this time, and this is your receipt for your husband, and here is my receipt for your receipt. And the husband is taken away because he is wanted to help aid the Ministry of Information in some information retrieval. So he is whisked away, and we quickly learn that everything functions perfectly because Jill, in her apartment, the Department of Works has the replacement hole for her. The hole in the floor, of course. And they tell her, well, you don't have to worry about anything. It's Tuttle down there who's got to worry. Tuttle? No, that's Buttle. Whatever. Anyway, we're going to put this hole in. And they go to put the hole in, and the dang thing falls through. There you go. They switched to metric on us. It's never anyone's fault. That's another thing Terry Gilliam loves. It's like, it's never anyone's fault. Nothing ever works. It's always overcomplicated, underperforming, and fucked up. And he's right a lot of the time. We got to the office, and it is a hive of action. People are weaving back and forth. The music is wonderful in this scene, and it is action-packed. And then we zoom up to the boss, M. Kurtzman, who is Ian Holm, Mr. Kurtzman. He looks like Ian Holm. He is a short Englishman, and he has glasses. He looks very frail in this role. on purpose, and he quickly discovers that something is amiss, and he is looking for Sam Lowry. That's when we cut to Sam in his wonderful flying dream. He is flying, and he is in some brilliant armor, and he's got some wonderful hair, and he's got some cool eye makeup going on, and he looks very cool, and he's flying, and he hears his name, Sam, and then, oh, he's getting a call, and his call is it's not a rotary phone, it is like a old switchboard directory. It's got the 1/4 inch different inputs you can change, so you can have different lines. I have no idea how it works, but it looks cool, and it's over engineered with too much stuff. Like every single thing in his apartment, he has a TV that pops out from a corner so it can, kind of angle itself. His toaster and coffee unit are all in one, and it ruins his toast, so he's got soggy toast, which is a bit of physical humor that Terry Gilliam loved, with Jonathan Pryce doing a bit of soggy toast, which he manages to hide that it's soggy pretty much the whole time until he brings it up to his mouth, and then it falls away. Then he flips it over and it falls away again. It is a wonderful comedy of the physical type. But when Sam hears that phone call, he picks it up and goes, "Oh, Mr. Kurtzman, you're up late." It's like, wait, what? Oh, and he taps his stuff. It's like, oh, yeah, the electrics went out here. Oh my God, it's 11. Well, I'll be in as soon as I can. And Sam gets to work, and while he's entering, he looks sharp dressed. This is noir as hell. Everybody's wearing 3-piece suits, and they've got long jackets and hats. They look wonderful. Everybody is dressed to the nines all the times. And this is where we meet Jack Lint, played by Michael Palin, this is one of my favorite Michael Palin parts, because it's so against type for him. He is playing kind of a dumb, dull bureaucrat. He's very mundane, and he just, follows the system. It's so wonderfully understated for Michael Palin. I love it. It's a great bit. But he is just telling Sam that, where he is a dead-end job. And Sam just says, I love it. I love the dead-end job. It's wonderful. Nobody notices me. When Sam gets to his desk, he quickly touches base with one of his friends and says, what's going on? I don't know, think Mr. Kurtzman's getting wise to the fact that we got TV on the channels on our screens, because every time Kurtzman closes his doors, they turn on old movies on their screens. But he's got his door cracked. It's like, okay. And Mr. Kurtzman calls Sam in pretty quick. And, well, seems somebody was overcharged for some services. What do you mean, overcharged for some services? All right, let's see. And it turns out this guy, Buttle, has been overcharged, and he's friggin' dead. Ooh, goodness. Well, what are we going to do? Well, there's a refund check. We have a refund check. What the hell are we going to do with this? Well, we'll send it off to the bank, and we'll be done with it. All right, cool. Just do that, biggity bangity boom. Oh no, she doesn't have a bank account. Son of a bitch. So Sam says he will take it himself. Why not? He can run it out, no problem. And Mr. Kurtzman accidentally, quote unquote, hurts his hand here. And Sam is like, don't worry, I can sign everything and do it. And he forges all the documents real quick. No big deal. It's cool. Sam forges all the documents, gets everything done and ready, and Mr. Kurtzman says, I don't know what I'd do without you, Sam. It's like, well, don't worry about it, buddy. And he's like, if you got promoted, I really don't know what I would do without you. He's like, don't worry about it. I said I wouldn't take a promotion. He's like, I know, I really don't know what I would do without you, Sam, if you took a promotion. I know I wouldn't. Okay, cool, because you got promoted, but I turned it down. What? Oh, that's fine. It's fine. It's cool. I don't even care. And, this is meddling from my mother. Let's go to lunch with Mom. Why not? So, Sam has been promoted, and he isn't really that happy about it, and he is going to go to lunch with his mom, but his mom is at her surgeon's, her surgeon is played by Jim Broadbent, who he was in the Harry Potter movies. Kids, if you remember the Harry Potter movies, he's a Harry Potter wizard professor who's like, I don't know memories about the naughty guy Tom Riddle. That'd be naughty if I knew stuff about him. It's because he was drunk at that time. That's why he did the burp. So Sam is like, all right, Doc, I don't really care if you're going to put paint and then saran wrap on my mom's face. It's a cool image. But Sam's mom is obsessed with looking younger. She is willing to do whatever it takes to get younger. And Terry Gilliam was talking about, I believe it was his father who was going to get a treatment for a wart or something on an ear, and they were doing acid on it. They did, put acid on it to dissolve it, and it did too much, and it left a scar. I don't remember the dang anecdote, but that's why he was, kind of fascinated with all the plastic surgeries. These people are willing to do all these things to make themselves look marginally better, but potentially shortening their lives, ruining their skin, their dermis, whatever, destroying themselves to look marginally better when a lot of them look fine just the dang way they are. But he was always fascinated. He said he was fascinated by that, and also, he had this horrible story of someone going to a doctor who's like, oh yeah, we just put a little acid on it, and then whoops, we put a little too much acid on it, and then burnt the effing hell out of you. So they go to lunch with his mom, and then Mrs. Terrain shows up. Well, they're already there. Mrs. Terrain and her daughter. And Sam can't quite remember her daughter's name because he doesn't care. And he's not interested in Mrs. Terrain's daughter. But Mrs. Terrain is interested in passing Shirley off on her onto Sam, which he's just like, I'm good, baby, no thanks. And this is a wonderful scene at the restaurant where it is, filled with all these people who are snooty how-to-dos in this crazy dystopian future hellscape world, and they have all their pretense of wealth and fabulousness, and they are dying just as quickly as the poor, wretched people, but they have their veneer of society and beauty slathered on themselves to say, no, the plague isn't touching us. We're just fine, darling. Now piss off. Get us some number twos. And that is what the maitre d' is collecting. He's getting the orders from everybody. They are saying their orders, and he is saying, between me and you, ma'am, today I'd go with the number 3. And he says that to each one of them and says different things. It's beautiful. And then Sam just says, I want steak rare. Sir, you have to say the number. I don't care. Just whatever.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I said, sir, not your name. Go to sleep, computer.
I understand. We all need to recharge once in a while.
The stupid automated things. I said, sir. Stupid. Anyway, I was tangenting. I was like, I was in a flow state of dumbness. I literally don't know where I am. Alright, I'm just gonna delete the whole podcast. Okay. Internet. Okay. Download, delete the video age. Oh, no, I can uninstall. Okay, uninstall the video age. Okay. Run exe. Okay. Well, it's going to take 5 minutes. Okay. Well, I'm just going to have a sip of this iced coffee. Oh, cool. Alright, it uninstalled the video age. Alright, so reinstall. Oh, I can just... Oh, cool. I can reinstall up to where I was. Alright, cool.
Beep, boop, beep. Beep, boop, beep. Install complete.
Okay, so that's finished. So like I was saying, they are eating their food, and the maitre d' is like, sir, you need to say the number. And Sam says, he won't say it. He says, number 8. Closes the book, leaves, and then pretty much immediately turns around and has the food. What the hell? And he presents it, and it's little, like, goop, like ice cream scoops of stuff, and it's of all the things they had, and they're eating them, and Sam's picking at his, and it's like, this isn't rare. And then a dang old explosion happens. Yep, they're at lunch and an explosion happens, and the explosion goes off, and it is a massive explosion. People are lying dead on the floor and bleeding out, and the maitre d' comes. It's like, I'm so sorry about this. This is totally unacceptable. We did not plan for this. You know, those dang rebels with their bombs. And so we'll get this taken care of right away. And they just keep going on about their day, and they look to Sam. It's like, can't you do something about this? It's like, hey, that's not even my department. Well, didn't you get a promotion? No, I didn't. And he kind of gets his hackles up, goes, hey, you know, I just want to leave. You know, I don't want to deal with this. Just give me some space. So I was like, don't you want a promotion? Don't you have hopes? Don't you have wants, needs, dreams? And Sam's like, no, I don't have hopes, wants, needs, or dreams. And he turns to leave the scene, and the next frame is him in a dream, flying, and it's beautiful. It's like, no, I don't have dreams. Cut to a dream. He's right in the flying dream, and he's flying, and he sees the woman of his dreams, who he has seen, who she is beautiful, long, blonde, flowing hair, and she is wrapped in a gauzy, embryonic kind of egg floaty sack type thing. I don't know. It's weird. And in this one, she is in that floaty embryonic sac thing. Why do I sound like a computer when I say that? Embryonic sac thing. What the fuck is wrong with me? She's in that, and she is in a cage that has chains coming down it, and it's floating, and Sam is flying, and then all of a sudden, this green landscape, you see what looks like the kind of borders of the field are actually huge barriers, pillars that come out of the ground and block the way between his flight and his lady. And then Sam wakes up and he is sweaty and it is hot and he is kind of dazed and what the hell, it's like super hot, like steamy in his apartment, and he goes to the thermostat and the dang thing's busted, and he gets out of his apartment and he's like, whoa. And then he calls Central Services and he's like, Central Services, hey, hello. And then he gets the thank you for calling Central Services. Due to volume and understaffing, we cannot answer calls between so and so hours. This is not a recording. And then it repeats the message. And Sam says, this is an emergency. I need somebody here. My flat is unacceptable. And then he passes out with his head in a fridge, his fridge. And he gets a call. And Jonathan Pryce does some great physical humor of he's in the fridge, his head is in the fridge door is open, he hits his head in the fridge, he gets up sleepily, he puts his hand in his trash can and kind of slips, pulls his hand out of the trash can and falls a little bit, picks up the phone, he's kind of half awake, and he picks up his phone and he has to do the bit with the wires to connect it on this little switchboard on the front, and he picks it up and he's like, hello, 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 Mr. Lowry, this is him, who's this? Put the phone down. What is this? Put the phone down. Put the phone down slowly. And this whole time, we, the audience, see someone is in the apartment behind him. And that person has a friggin' gun on him. And he's like, put the phone down. And he hangs up the phone. And he makes sure everything's good. And this guy puts his gun away. He's like, Harry Tuttle at your service. Heating engineer. Harry Tuttle. Wait a minute. I think someone might be. So you're heating engineer? Are you Central Services? And Sam is not good at this. He's not smooth. He's not good at talking to people. Obviously, that's why he's so content with having a job where he doesn't deal with people and he's not noticed. So Harry Tuttle happens to be Robert De Niro, who has so much gear and he has so many things going on. He's doing bits with his equipment. He has a drill that extends, that is like a hand drill that extends, and it's a great, it looks very intimidating, but it's just a, tool for his job, and he's doing bits with, taking stuff out of the wall. But he is a heating engineer who is basically like a guerrilla fighter. He's, he got into this business because one man alone, get in, get out. He's, like a special ops guy, but he's just, in this world, the most dangerous version of that. He's someone who does repairs outside of paperwork, outside of regulation. He just goes in and does it. because this whole place could be on fire and I couldn't do anything without a 27B stroke 6. That's a form. I couldn't do anything without that. And Harry, well, he knows what the hell's going on, and he susses out pretty dang quick. And he finds what's wrong with it. And Sam says, well, can you fix it? No, but I can bypass it. And okay, yeah, sure. And then all of a sudden, ding dong. What? Ding dong? Ding dong? What the hell is this? Ding dong, motherfucker. Because Bobby D is just, he's quick with that piece. He's like, ooh, is this heat up in here? Is this heat? Am I going to have a diner scene up in this? And it's like, no. It's not heat. It's not heat. Bobby, calm down. Bobby. Calm down, buddy. Calm down. There's nobody to be talking to. And Jonathan Pryce takes himself and his flashlight. Leave the flashlight. Oh! Just physical bits. There's just little physical bits. There's so much. That's why I love this, because I hyperfixate and pay attention to too much stuff. And if there's a million trillion things to pay attention to, you can look at everything. So he goes to answer the door, and we have a plumber in a red jumpsuit, played by Bob Hoskins. Yes, we have a plumber who's in a red jumpsuit with his tall, skinny brother, who's in a red jumpsuit, but whatever. Who his brother is literally, it's not his brother, but he's a guy who looks just like him, who literally just says the same things he does. It's great. They're plumbers. But Bob Hoskins is lead plumber, and he's like, Central Services. And the skinnier guy goes, Central Services. He's kind of just his echo, just kind of his dumber northern echo. Because in England, the north is the south, and the south is the north, and the north is the south, and the south is the north. And boob. Sorry I said that last part. I didn't mean and boob. But they are Central Services, and they're here to fix your problem. My problem's fixed itself. Fixed itself, has it? Oh, okay. Maybe he's tampered with it. Oh, yeah, maybe he's tampered with it. Well, we better take a look. And they're almost in there, and they have the door, because he has a little entryway from his apartment. He has a little breezeway that he has a breezeway before entering his apartment. So the door to his apartment is kind of swinging open, and the Central Services guys have their back to it. And there we have Harry Tuttle with his gun, and Sam, thinking quickly, says, well, you've of course got a 27B stroke 6. And Bob Hoskins goes, well, not per se. Well, kind of stickler for paperwork, so just get one of those and we'll be at it. And Bob Hoskins is fine with that, but his partner is kind of destroyed, and Bob Hoskins has to hit him with a wrench so he can carry him out of there. And it's great, gets him out of there, and then Robert De Niro finishes up what he's doing and gets out of there. The next day after that is when the refund check comes through, and that's when Sam says, hey, I'll take care of this, and gets it done. And he goes out to the Buttle Estate, which is Shangri-La Towers, which is kind of like nuclear silo looking design, and it has a great shot, which if you see the trailer of the movie or see any imagery of, it's these wonderful painted kind of nuclear silos that have clouds, and they kind of like on top of apartment buildings. It looks very cool, and you pull into it and you see it, and then you see a drunk come up kind of superimposed behind it, but it's quickly revealed that it is a model, and he is, just normal guy size. He's not huge guy sized. Sam arrives out there, and he sees some kids, and he's like, "Oh, hey, how you kids doing?" They're like, "Piss off, nerd." He's like, "Okay, well, see you later." And the kids are playing kind of Ministry of Information, gathering up a person like they saw a few days ago when Mr. Buttle got picked up. Huh, wow. So Sam finds his way to the Buttle apartment, and he goes in, and, well, it's still kind of all messed up, and Mrs. Buttle is there. Still kind of just seems like she's just been sitting there in shock. And he goes, "Well, hey, I got you this check. We usually don't do this. We usually just, send it out and let her rip. But it's kind of big deal for me to be out here. Anyway." And this is when she, with good reason, freaks out. Mrs. Buttle freaks out, and she's like, "What did you do with his body?" She just wants to know where her husband's body is. That's all she wants. She wants to have a funeral for her husband, who was ripped from her family a few days before Christmas. And he's just like, "I don't know." And then her small son comes in and tackles Sam to the ground and kind of wailing on him a little bit. And that's when we hear, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And Sam sees in the broken mirror that he is by the woman of his dreams above him, Jill Layton. And he's like, "Wait, what?" And he quickly runs to try and get upstairs, and he runs into a man in the hallway who has been standing there smoking cigarettes. There's piles of cigarettes. He seems to be watching the apartment. And that man who is standing in the hallway was Terry Gilliam's cameo in his movie. You see him a little bit, but that's his cameo. He's the spy in the hallway. And Sam runs upstairs, but he is too late, and Jill has taken off in her semi-truck. She's a trucker. She's a futuristic dystopian lady who doesn't want to friggin' do nothing but truck. What the truck? And Sam tries to go to his personnel transport that he took out there. And, well, the kids dang old done burnt it and destroyed it. Sam eventually returns home to find that Central Services has ripped everything apart. And he's like, "What the hell is going on?" "Well, sir, it was an emergency." "What do you mean it wasn't? It was not an emergency. I didn't need you to come here." And they have the recording of his call saying it was an emergency. "Okay, so I said it was an emergency. Big deal." "Well, sir, it is a big deal. Kinda. I don't know." And then the guy who's just been Bob Hoskins' Echo has found something. Well, they found the dang workaround. They found the bypass. Well, that means Harry Tuttle must have been here. And since we got a 27B stroke 6, sir, we can do a lot. And we'll be back. You better believe it. Sam has some more dreams. This time, the cage that he saw his dream woman in has the chains hanging down, and there are some ghouls around it, and it is being held down. And these ghouls, some of them are people he's seen before, like Mrs. Buttle and her children. And Sam is trying to cut the binds from the cage. And he cuts a few of them, and then he hears some sounds, and a large samurai that is made out of computer bits and circuit parts, and it looks very cool, is there with a huge halberd, comes and
From Cambridge.org, there were 2 huge oil refineries.
Stop!
on the coast.
he did it again. I didn't even say the word. The samurai uses the halberd and cuts one of the big poles that is holding it back, the cage, and stabs the halberd into the ground trying to get Sam, and he quickly rolls out of the way. Sam manages to get the upper hand and cut the samurai, and a gout of flame erupts from it. Then he cuts it again and again, and the samurai goes down, and Sam cuts the mask off of it, revealing that it was him. Kind of like Jedi style. I mean, Empire Strikes Back style. Like a Jedi doing his training on Dagobah in the cave. It's revealed that the samurai was him. The thing he's fighting against is himself. Whoa, that's deep. Sam wakes up in the mess of his apartment, and there's someone at the door, and it is a singing telegram inviting him to his mother's reveal party. Her surgeries have been successful, and she has had the bandages off, and she is having a celebration, and he is invited. It's a good little bit. It's a singing telegram, and Sam begins to sing his reply. Mother, I am unfortunately unable to return to your party. It's, sir, it's, reply paid, so you don't have to sing it. And she hands him a notepad. But he does decide that he is going to go because he needs to talk to Mr. Helpman. And when he gets there, he goes to enter the apartment, and his mother's goons immediately pull a gun on him, cock it, put it to his temple, and his mother's like, whoa, it's okay. All right. I love that anytime any people who work for his mother see him, and they're just like, should we kill him? It's like, no, that's Sam. All right, I guess. But she looks younger. I mean, Catherine Halband looked good when this was filming, and they put old age makeup on her and then took it off. And then they made her look younger, and then they used Kim Greist for the very end. Spoilers. I'm walking you through there anyway. Don't worry. I can't make this 2 hours. I have to actually try and put this out. So he arrives there, and he sees Jack, and Jack says, oh, you remember my wife? And says, oh, of course. It's like, yeah, don't tell anybody, but she went to Dr. Jaffe too. Oh, she had work done too. Oh, wow. I always wondered if those were real. Her ears Oh, her ears? That's what you got done? Oh, yeah, you had her ears pinned back. Yeah, I thought she wore false ears. Oh, my God, I thought she wore false ears? Sam is amazing at putting his foot into his mouth. And again, Jonathan Pryce is a actor extraordinaire. He was the Sparrow on Game of Thrones, baby. He was good in that. He's good in everything he does. Mr. Helpman is there at the party, and he immediately gets Jack's wife's name wrong, and Jack immediately acts like that is the right name without even trying to or thinking of possibly correcting Mr. Helpman, kind of befuddling his wife, and immediately Mr. Helpman goes, "Well, it's good to see you, Sam. I need your help." "Well, I actually need your help, Mr. Helpman." "Well, very good. I need your help, Sam," Mr. Helpman says, secondly, and not firstly. You know, as things do that way. Ugh. How do you speak? But we quickly cut to Sam helping Mr. Helpman finish his pee and then wash his hands. And Mr. Helpman is reminiscing about how he used to work with Sam's father at the ministry. And while Sam is helping Mr. Helpman into his wheelchair and up to the sink to wash his hands, he knocks some powder onto the counter. He knocks some powder onto the counter, and Mr. Helpman is reminiscing about working with Sam's father at the ministry and how he keeps Jeremiah's name alive at the office every day. And then in the dust on the counter, he writes, "Here I am, JH. EREIAMJH. Here I am, JH." Which, unjumble that's Jeremiah. "Here I am, JH. And Sam, in this moment, says, "I'd like to take that promotion, Mr. Helpman." And Mr. Helpman says, "Well, that's very good. That's very good to have you on board, son." And he shakes his hand, looks Sam in the eye, and then blows away the dust that said, "Here I am, JH. I wonder, could that be useful in the future? I don't know." But Sam arrives at the entrance to the department he works at now. I forget. Don't worry about it. Not important. It's not like it's a big faceless entity that does faceless entity stuff. But unlike the old entrance, which was filled with people and was the public face of the Ministry of Information, this is kind of like the private entrance. It is dark. There is only a desk and an elevator, or lift, as they call it. Lift. And Sam goes up to the desk and he's like, "Hello, I'm, reporting for my first day. Do you want to see my badge?" "No, sir." "Well, I could be anybody." "No, you couldn't, sir." "Well, okay, the lift is here, sir." "Oh, okay." And Sam goes up in the lift, and he goes to the lift to a long corridor with a fisheye lens. And having been a teenager who had seen a shitload of skate videos, I'm like, oh, they're gonna do some fucking crazy kickflips in here. But I was wrong. People who made those kickflipping videos had probably seen this and like, whoa, we could have kickflipped in there if only we knew. But it is a long corridor that seems to stretch on infinitely with doors on both sides and pillars and then vents above. And every which way Sam looks or turns, this place just keeps going. Which, again, this is amazing filmmaking. They just had this one corridor that they could walk up and down, and they just did zip pans to make it look like they were in the same corridor and did it in editing. So they just flipped and changed door signs and just walked and walked and walked. And earlier in the department Sam was in originally at the opening of the movie, that was another instance of the same thing where they just had the one side. So instead of having both sides, when they cross over to the other side, they just do it in an edit and film the other side and change people and make it work. It's just, film economy. And Sam sees these empty corridors that stretch on forever in every direction. And he hears something. It's like a group of people. Like a school of people. Like a school of fish. Like a group of people just going around. And he can't quite pinpoint it. It's behind him, in front of him. Where the hell is this coming from? Then all of a sudden he's in it. It's just a mass of people. This is what Aaron Sorkin wishes he could fucking do. This is the walk and talk and walk, a walk, a talk, a talk, a walk, a walk, a talk, a talk. Listen, buy, sell, sell. Listen, if he doesn't have this by 5, Lowry, good to meet you. I'm glad you're on the team. Listen, I don't care what the hell he says. 5 o'clock's the deadline. I'll cut its balls off, Lowry. It's so good to see you. So it seems we have a new one on our team, and it's Sam Lowry here. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Listen, get that report to me by sundown, or it's your mundown. Now, Lowry, it is so wonderful to meet you, and stop. Everybody turns, spins, and we are in front of a door. Ow. What I have here is your very own badge. I think it's your what this is your very own door with your very own office and your very own blah blah blah. But this is his new designation, DZ-015, and he has joined the Ministry of Information. He is gonna do some work. And he's got his office, he's got his door, his freshly painted door, he's got his badge. He is ready to work. And we see his office, and it is a half a desk, half a poster on a wall, half a filing cabinet. It's half an office. His desk is literally in half, because his manuals that he has on it keeps falling over. His neighbor, his wall neighbor, is trying to scooch some more of the dang old desk. And he pulls back, and then he quickly realizes, oh, somebody's pulling this. And he goes to the office next door, and there's a nervous, wormy guy who goes, you can't have any more chairs. There's only one left, and I'm sitting on it. Oh, you're a new guy. Harvey Lime, nice to meet you. And his attitude quickly changes from cowering to, I'll be your best friend. No, I'm a whiz. I'm a smart guy. Zing, bang, boom, boom, boom. And he says, well, of course, yes, I'm a good guy. Me, Harvey Lime. Yes, I've got the time. I'm Harvey Lime. Hee. I don't say any of this. I'm kind of nervous. Hee. And Sam kind of zones in on the fact that he has a computer terminal, and Sam doesn't have one of those in his office. It's like, mind if I use that? I want to gather some information about this girlie. Oh, it's about a girl? Well, no problem. I'll take care of it. I'm kind of a whiz on these computer things. And Lime tries to fire up his computer. He's like, damn, it's broken. And it's like, you didn't turn it on. You gotta press the power button, buddy. Fuck you doing, man? And he's like, listen, you're kind of, weirding me out being right over my shoulder and acting like you know everything that I'm trying to do and know better than me. All right, buddy? So back it up. And, I'll knock on the wall when I get the information. We quickly learn that Harvey Lime is not good on the computer and can't get that much information. And Sam pushes him out of the way and just goes, come on, nerd, get out of the way. And he figures out that he needs to go to a certain officer and find out the information because all the information is being routed through that office. So he figures it out and heads there, and we see a hallway with white tiles and weird little things hanging out between them, and there are some guards who are taking a hooded and chained individual to a destination unknown, probably torture that they'll be charged for. And Sam goes into the office he needs to go into, and there is a lady who is doing some stenographer work for something that is playing in her ears, and Sam kind of sees that what she's writing is like, oh God, no, please don't, not the please stop, I can't. And as Sam is reading this and kind of getting sucked into the weirdness of what this lady's writing, she really notices him because she had said, just one moment, kind of mouthed it to him, and then when he's looking closer and reading the stuff, oh God, please stop, why would you grab nails, stop, please no. She's like, can I help you? And she takes off her headphones and you hear, God. He's like, oh, I'm here to see officers. Oh, just a moment. And then there is a red light behind Sam in the entryway to the office, and it goes green, and she's like, oh, there you go, he's done now, just one moment. And someone goes leaves one door and enters another door, and she's like, there you go, you can go in now. And it's like, all right, cool. And he goes into the right door. We don't have to mention him almost going into the wrong door. And he goes in, and there's a guy who's in the corner. He's got some weird massagers on his hands, and he's massaging his temples. And Sam's like, hey, hello. And he walks up to the guy, and it turns out that it's Jack. It's Michael Palin. And he's got a butcher's coat on, basically a fancy's one. He's got the fanciest one, and it's got blood all over it and bits torn out of it. And he's like, oh, Sam, good to see you. Oh, I see you took the promotion. It's good to see you. And Sam is a little taken back because it's like, oh, my buddy Jack is a torturer who tortures people for information. He gets random people brought to him and tortures them. And Sam quickly broaches the subject of Buttle and is like, hey, you killed the wrong guy. Whoa. I was given the right guy as far as I'm concerned. They told me it was this guy with no heart conditions, and this guy had a heart condition. So when I was torturing him, obviously the torture that I would give to somebody who has a normal heart wasn't good for this guy, so he died. If I knew he had a heart condition, I would have followed the procedures for people with a heart condition. You could still torture them. You just have to do it slowly and more better. It's like, I'm a dummy, but I know how to torture. It's like, I know, Jack, you're a good dude. But anyway, can I get the stuff you have on this Jill Layton woman? Because I'm going to find her and, figure stuff out. And reluctantly, Jack's like, okay, but you're not going to get anywhere in that suit you have. It's like, what's wrong with this suit? It's like, for somebody in your position, that won't do. And he's like, I got one for you. And Jack has one of his kids there, which, funny, he doesn't really know how many kids he has, and he calls them triplets, but they have, I don't know, it's weird. because they had two, then they got another one that's like, triplets. It's like, but that's not how triplets work. He gets the suit, and he gets the information, and when he is heading down, he sees that Jill is in the dang lobby of where he works. And he's like, bingo bongo, this is perfect. But the lift is being kind of weird, and he's going down, and it's kind of not really working the best, and then it doesn't stop at the lobby. It goes to the first basement floor. And he's like, what the heck? And then Central Services puts a little lift out of order sign. He's like, come. And he quickly sees, there's another lift right over there. And he's like, this one's nicer. Okay. Gets in that, closes the door, and he sees the panel on it. It doesn't have numbers. It just has letters. And what the fuck? And then he quickly hears, hey, get the heck out of there, mister. That's the deputy minister's office. It's like, office? This seems like a lift. I said lift. You said office. I said lift. All right, since you said that I said office and it's clearly a lift, we got to talk about this. Show me your ID. I don't know where it is. I had it on my other suit. Damn it. And it's like, well, and then we're definitely going to have to talk about this. And Sam's like, I got to go. And he's like, okay, I'm out of here. And the guard's like, okay, not cool. And Sam runs upstairs. And the guards are like, not cool. Blows the whistle. Summons all of them. Sam runs upstairs. Gets to the lobby. Alarms are blaring. And he gets upstairs. And as soon as he gets upstairs, the guards see his clearly displayed Ministry of Information badge with his rank on it, and they all stop what they're doing. He had put it on the suit because he had thought to put it on the suit. He just, got confused in the moment. That's where it was, guy. It's like, wear your glasses, and they're on my face, duh. Why couldn't I find them? Because I was looking for them with good vision. Son of a bitch. Glad I don't wear glasses yet, knock on wood. He manages to quickly convince the guards that everything's A-okay. He knows what's going on, and he kind of pushes Jill out of there despite her not wanting to be touched. He touches her and pushes her out of there, and she's like, stop. Stop. She's not really having a great time. And they get the heck out of there, and they're running away, and Sam's papers are blowing in the wind. And the lady's like, hey, pick up your papers. He gets separated from Jill. Jill gets in her truck and starts taking off. And Sam's like, son of a... And he jumps on the truck. And he manages to get in. And after they escape, quote-unquote escape, he makes her leave. She manages to kick him out of the truck by being like, no, you're actually kind of a pretty handsome guy who forced me to take him at quote-unquote gunpoint, even though you pointed your fingers at me, dummy. That's not a way to kidnap people. You act like you have a gun from the start. You don't point your fingers at them. Anyway, she kicks him out of the truck while it's driving. It's a pretty cool little kick. And he goes flying, and you think he's out of the truck. And then he is on the back of the truck, and he's got a little note. It's like, trust me. And then he climbs on the side of the truck by the driver's side door. It's like, he's still got the note, trust me. And then he climbs on top of the truck, and she slams on the brakes. And it seems like she's run him over. And he kind of looks over the lip of the truck at her, and she is relieved that he's not dead. She's like, okay, you idiots, you can ride with me, but just stop being such an idiot. He's like, yes, hell yes, yeah. Did you know I dream about you? What? Oh, is that not a cool thing to say? I'm in love with you. In the dreams. I'm in love with you in the dreams that I have about you. what guy? Anyway, let's just keep driving. It's fine. So, yeah, like I said, I'm in love with you in the dreams that I have about you. Cool, that's weird. Anyway, there's a road block that I gotta stop at. Oh, no, don't stop. He makes her blow through a roadblock, and then they are chased by police, and he is all caught up in his world of paranoia and adventure and movies, because he likes movies and he likes adventure, and he's caught up in all this. And when they're escaping, they have a trailer with a little house on it, and they picked it up at a job site where she also picked up a parcel, and parcels have explosions, like bomb-y things in them. And in this chase, they dump the house that is on the trailer, and it causes the guards who are pursuing them to crash into it and explode, and Sam celebrates, and it's like, yeah, that's super cool, and I like exploding time. And when he is excited about that, he looks back and he sees that one of the guards is on fire and like flailing as he dies, and Sam is kind of like, fuck, not fun when there's consequences. And this whole time afterwards, Sam is kind of like, what's the deal with this parcel? What's going on with this? What's the deal with this? And she's like, you want to open it? Go ahead. I don't care. And he's like, no, I trust you. And he's in it to win it. He wants to be with her, but he's also paranoid as hell about it. And they end up going shopping because she needs to do Christmas shopping. And there's a freaking explosion. And Sam's like, I knew it. I knew it was a bomb. I can't believe you would bring this around. And she's like, you fucking asshole. People are dead. And she grabs the package she had and she fucking slams it in his face. And it's like, it was bribes, you dick. It was bribes. Stupid bribes for stupid men like you in their stupid positions of power. And it's these stupid little executive toys that we've seen all over the place that Sam has gotten several different ones of. And that's what it was. It was just bribes. It wasn't a bomb. And he's like, oh my God. And she's like, how many terrorists have you ever seen, man? He's like, never really thought of it like that. And then the jackbooted thugs show up and they're like, hey, we're in charge here. Knocks him out. Captures him. And we get a little scene with the guards, with these guys. Because everybody gets humanized most people get humanized in this movie, and you just see people, and it's great. They're going back to the depot with the people they've arrested, and Sam, since he's kind of an executive, a little bit of a higher up, he's just being brought back in. He's not being arrested. And it's like, oh yeah, these guys are always in lingerie. They're always doing something weird because that's the department he was in. He was in the lingerie department. It's like, yeah, these guys are always in lingerie doing some weird, freaky stuff. Anyway, whatever. These friggin' helmets though, right, bro? Oh my God, these helmets are the friggin' worst. They make so much sweat. It's like, yeah, it's pretty terrible. But like me, luckily I have these big dang eyebrows that, keep the sweat out and away from my eyes, kind of funnel it towards my ears. It's like, oh man, that's so great for you. And that's a little conversation these guards are having, and Sam is like, hey, Jill, are you in here? Jill. And they're like, hey man, you can't interact with these people. They're government property right now. Since they're being brought in for questioning, you can't. And he keeps going at it, and they're like, hey man, you really can't do this. And then the one guy's just like, all right. And he pistol whips him. It's like, sorry, sir, policy. And just a little joke, Just a little joke on policy. Gotta do what you gotta do. Sam is being derided by his new boss because he done got arrested in a bombing in a lingerie department, and the vehicle he took out is still missing or destroyed. What the hell happened? What's going on? And look at all the files you have on your desk. A clean desk is a tidy desk, and a tidy desk is an empty desk, and an empty desk is godliness, and God is empty, just like the Smashing Pumpkins said. And Sam's like, yeah. He wants to know if Jill is safe, because he was arrested and he can't find anything out about her. And he tries to get information from Lime, but Lime will not help him. And he quickly gets angrier and angrier. And at one point, Lime tries to move the desk back through the wall, and Sam pulls so hard we just hear a yeah from the other side. Who knows what that did? But Sam also breaks the pneumatic air pipe system, the file delivery system, and we kind of get a little musical sting of the Sorcerer's Apprentice, whatever that is. And like I said, in many different iterations of this, I'm not good with music. After Sam breaks all that, he leaves work, and it's a foggy, super noir night. And when Sam arrives at his flat, the door is kind of hard to open, and Central Services is there, and everything is iced over. And they're like, sorry, sir, we're taking over. It seems the repairs are so dire, we have to take over your movie, Mr. Gilliam, and we're going to re-edit it to 90 minutes and have it be called Love Conquers All, where they end up together in the end. It's a happier ending. Sorry, what was that? Sorry, Mr. Lowry, it turns out we have more repairs we have to do, so we're taking over your apartment. Have a good day. And Sam is locked out of his apartment, and he's like, WTF podcast with Mark Maron. What is going on? And the Central Services guys, they were in these cool plastic suits, inflated plastic suits, to protect themselves from the cold. And Sam's like, God dang it, I'm all locked out of here. And then all of a sudden, Harry Tuttle's there. He's like, hey, partner. He's like, hey, what's up, man? What the F is going on, Harry, my man? Harry's like, check this. I'm going to pop this panel open. Man, he's popping panels like a mother. And he shows up, pops that panel. And Sam's like, what are you doing, man? It's like, look at this. This is a doo-doo pipe. Oh, dude, that is a doo-doo pipe. And this is their plastic suit oxygen pipe. Yeah, it is. You see how they're like the same kind of pipe? Okay, hold the plastic, hold the doo-doo pipe. Okay, now I have the air pipe. Okay, now I'm going to take the doo-doo pipe from you. Okay, now you hold the air pipe. Oh, Harry, what are you doing with that doo-doo pipe? You connect that to their air pipe? So Harry done put the doo-doo pipe in the air pipe, and their suits start filling with doo-doo. The plastic suits are filling with poop. These guys are going to drown in poop in their suits. They're going to be poop boarded. That's like being waterboarded, but with poop. And it's a cool visual. We see Sam looking into his apartment as these two guys in these plastic inflatable clear suits are filled with doo-doo water, and the suits start to inflate, and then Sam is laughing and they explode, and he's like, oh shit indeed. And then, oh dang, Jill's there. And Sam's like, Jill, baby, how's it going, baby? And Harry's like, hey, I gotta leave. And he leaves on a zip line, and Jill's like, who the fuck was that guy? It's like, yeah, it's my plumber. No big deal. No big deal. My plumber's Robert De Niro, and he's pretty cool. And Jill's like, yeah, I managed to get out of there, and I see you got a little messed up. It's fine. We're good. We're good. Do you maybe want to go to my mom's place? Like, she's out of town with her surgeon. What? It's fine. She's with her surgeon. It's fine. Anyway, They go to Sam's mom's because she is out of town getting more surgery done to look younger. And when they go there, they finally kiss. There is a large musical sting, and it's wonderful, romantic, and Sam is swept up in the moment, and he's like, I have an idea. I'm leaving. What? Lock the door. And he quickly leaves, and he's like, I'm out of here. And he goes back to the office, and he kind of sneaks in, and he sees the front desk guy is there, and he's kind of approaching, and he sees the lift come down, not the elevator. Who knows what the hell an elevator is? Elevator? Sam goes to the front desk man who is in the front desk. And he's like, Dawson, I need to speak to Mr. Helpman. He's like, I'd love to help you, sir, but you have to go through the proper channels. And you can't tell me the proper channels because that's classified. It is good to see that the ministry is hiring the best and the brightest still, sir. And he goes to leave, and that's when the lift comes down and Lime comes out of it. And then Sam sneaks to the first sub-basement and into the deputy minister's lift. And he sees the panel with the alphabet keys on it, and he's like, here I am, JH. He keys that in to the pad, and the elevator doors close and lift him to the deputy minister's office, where he finds there is no one in there, and there are, it seems, wanted posters being printed, or wanted decrees being printed constantly in the office. And Sam looks at them, kind of reads them, and thinks about something for a little bit, and then he sets about typing. And then Sam goes back to the apartment, and he finds Jill, and he's like, I've killed you. What? I killed you, baby. You dead on paper. She's like, well, how about a little necrophilia? Then they get to doing it. And there is a beautiful shot from above the bed that is looking down upon them. They're kind of getting a little bit. And they use the natural drapery on the bed as an iris, and then close it and use the fabric as a iris. It's a beautiful little shot. And then they wake up in the morning. It's like, hey, Merry Christmas. It's Christmas. And Jill has a bow over her naked self. It's like, I got you a present. And he opens it, and she's like, it's a gift for an executive. Hee hee hee. They doing the sex stuff. And then, like everybody wants when they're doing the sex stuff, a hole is cut out of the ceiling, a man falls down, then a man falls in through the window, and men charge in and go, you're under arrest for crimes. And it's like, no, it's cool, she's dead. And then it cuts to black, and we do hear a gunshot. Yikes. And then we have quick shots of Sam. He is detained now. He is one of the bagged people, and he is in tarped off rooms They almost look like Dexter kill rooms. They are just kind of plastic sheets and then a man at a desk talking about different rates to get a loan to pay for his inevitable torture, because he does have to pay for it, because he could be proven innocent, and the money could be returned to him or his family. So he's got to get a loan to pay for that initially, and we get several different cuts, and then we get a jump scare from the ghouls, the baby masked people. Sam is run through the system, and he is really messed up, and then we get a crazy close-up of a Santa Claus clad Mr. Helpman. And it is a strange shot because it is a super wide angle lens and it is up close. And Mr. Helpman is just saying, well, Sam, you really got to work with us here. You got to play ball. You got to be on the field to touch grass. If you're going to skin your knees, you got to hear the breeze. If you're going to hold the bat, you got to be where it's at. You got 2 turntables and a microphone. That's what I'm saying. Mr. Helpman is full of pleasantries and sports analogies and things that don't really amount to anything. And he's basically saying just work with us, buddy. And it's like, I can't work with you. I didn't do anything. I was just near a bunch of stuff and I made some bad choices, but I'm not a terrorist. But how's Jill? How is she? And Mr. Helpman's like, well, turns out she was dead, killed resisting arrest. Sam's like, no, I did that. I went on the terminal and said that she was killed resisting arrest. Well, that's the thing about it. It happened twice. I think we've figured it out now, though. Listen, just, kind of play ball with us and just be a good sport about this, and it'll all end out well. Mr. Helpman leaves, and then Sam is brought into the torture chamber, which is a nuclear silo that they filmed in, which was, I forget where the hell it is in the UK. But yeah, it is an amazing shot. Just a guy sitting in a chair in the middle of this nuclear silo, and there's just a walkway up to it, and someone is walking up to it, and they have a creepy baby mask on, and when they get kind of close, they stop, and they look around, and we see the baby mask, and we know who it is. And then he walks a little closer, and Sam goes, Jack? And then Jack quickly closes the distance and gets him, shut up. And it's like, Jack, please don't. And it's like, shut up. And Jack covers the microphone. He's like, you asshole, how could you do this to me? It's like, he's so upset that he's done this to him, And Jack's like, listen, just, give in. Stop resisting. It'll be better. Everything will be fine if you just stop resisting. Yikes. So Jack goes to begin the torture. And then, bang, he gets shot right square in the friggin' middle of the friggin' top of his head place. And he takes off the baby mask. The creepy baby mask. And there's dang old blood all over the place, and Jack falls down dead to the ground. And we see a bunch of guys rappelling down, and Harry Tuttle is leading the way, and there's spotlights and gunfire, and Harry's like, well, howdy, partner. We're in it together. And they quickly fight their way out of there, and this is where I was talking about a lady is just cleaning the floor, and then all these revolutionaries and all the guards come out and are shooting, and she keeps cleaning the floor. She picks up a loose casing that falls, and she shakes her head, and she's like, what the hell? She keeps cleaning, and then she catches a friggin' hot one to the eye and dies. And Sam and his friends get out of there, and then they blow the whole friggin' place. It's crazy. There's a huge explosion. They manage to escape, and Sam and Harry are walking through the market. Harry ditches his clothes that he was wearing, his disguise, and he's just wearing mundane clothes, and then a bit of trash gets stuck to him, and he's trying to shake it off, and Sam runs on ahead because he's excited to meet back up with Jill, find out where she's at. And another little piece of trash kind of gets stuck to Harry, and Sam is he's still worried about the guards catching up, and another few pieces of trash catch on to Harry, and another few, and then quickly Harry is completely wrapped up in trash or paperwork. Oh, wow. He's caught up in the paperwork of the system. Harry's been caught up in the paperwork of the system. And Sam sees this, and he's completely covered in paper. And Sam sees that Harry's completely covered in paper, and he runs up to him, and he tries to help him, but he's on the ground, and he quickly realizes that he's been completely all consumed by the paperwork of this world and destroyed by it. And there's nothing left of his friend Harry Tuttle. Oh, shit. And then the guards are there, and he runs away, and he's running to what turns out to be a chapel, and this is Miss Terrain's funeral. She's finally succumbed to the complications of her surgeries from the acid man, and they're celebrating her life, and Sam sees his mother. She is schmoozing with a bunch of guys pretty much his age, and he's like, Mother, what the hell are you doing, Mother? And she turns around, she's like, stop calling me that. And it is Jill, but she's got the red wig on and the shoe hat on, and she's like, don't call me that, I'm trying to get boned down. And he's like, what the actual effing S? And then the bad guys come in, and he pushes a coffin at them, and Mrs. Terrain's body sluices out of it, and it's jelly and bones and gross, and it's like, oh God. And then his mother is his mother again, but she's younger, but she's not Jill. And Sam is like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? And he dives into the coffin, as one does, and he falls. And then he's in the back of the trailer that Jill was hauling before in that house. And then he looks and he sees that she's driving him in the truck. And then when the truck stops, they're in the countryside and they're together. And it's pretty lovely. It's a nice cloudy day, and we kind of pull back and see the nice little valley they're in. It's not the best place, but it's cozy, and it's theirs, and it's lovely, and we kind of see how beautiful it is out here, the blue sky and the clouds. And then we see Mr. Helpman and Jack. Seems we've lost him, Jack. Yes, you're right, Mr. Helpman. Seems we've lost him. Sam is kind of softly humming. So it turns out Sam is pretty much catatonic. They've won, it seems. But have they really? His mind has escaped to a beautiful place with the only love he ever had. And as far as we can tell, he is happy. He's smiling. He might be fully catatonic. He might be fully gone forever. He may never return. Probably not. And Jill is probably dead. And it is not a happy ending. But it is a happy ending, but it's not the happy ending that the studio wanted and thought America wanted. They thought they wanted love to conquer all, so it cuts out after a point, and when the escape happens, it just ends on them being happy, and that's the point of contention with the studio. They're like, you gotta make it happy, despite everybody saying they liked it. And Terry Gilliam was totally fine with people not liking the movie, because that's what happens when you make a movie. Not everybody will like it. Some people will love it. Some people will talk about it constantly. They will talk about it on a YouTube a decade ago. They will talk about it on a podcast they had. They will talk about it to anybody who says Brazil too loud and isn't talking about the country. Or is. That's why I don't drink anymore, because I would just hear random words and get triggered into a conversation that I didn't have any part of being in, but I have a part of being in this conversation about the movie Brazil from 1985, directed by Terry Gilliam. My throat hurts from talking so dang much about this movie. Like I said, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It is dystopian. It's funny. It doesn't have a shiny happy ending, but it does have a happy ending per se, because Sam Lowry is able to escape into his dreams. And in his dreams, he is with his love, and no one can touch him there. So, through his dreams, he has achieved what he could not achieve in reality. But through his reality, he achieved it. So, he did achieve it in reality. Don't know. Doesn't matter. That was our first movie for the April Showers Bring Me Dreams for Hours. Or April Showers Bring Me Dream for Hour. First episode of April Showers Bring Me Dreams for Hours is done. Brazil. It's in the bag. Locked down. Got it. Next week, we have The Big Lebowski. This is a dreamy movie. Trippy, weird things happen. Drugs are used, opinions are had, man, and Jeff Bridges is like amazing in this. So get ready by watching The Big Lebowski, and if you don't watch it, then you didn't watch it. But I'm going to talk about it for a while next week. I don't really know how to end this other than saying I really love Brazil. I strongly recommend you watch it. And I found my copy, my grandfather found my copy for me 20 plus years ago, and I dropped $100 on it sight unseen, and without also knowing anything about the Criterion Collection. So that's the kind of person I am. But if you're not that kind of person, you can get it from the library. Just go online. There is several different services throughout different places. I was able to find it. It is the Blu-ray version of what I have, so it was just a little bit better version. Anyway, I'm going to end this how I end all the main episodes, by simply walking through the time portal I have and going back to the video store I manage in the 90s in a alternate timeline. Easy. It's a simple premise. I don't know why people are saying words. Anyway, time portal on.